Hello, and welcome back to Following the Dopamine with Tasha. So, I was going through my junk drawer the other day looking for inspiration. Found this little Land Rover. It's a matchbox. My son gave it to me, and apparently I never fixed it, so it's mine now. Found these people, too. Made them for my medieval village, and I never used them. So, what do these people and Land Rover inspire me to make? You guessed it. Yep. Post-apocalyptic. I know. I just did one. But it was the inside of Ellie's house with all these little tiny details. And I wanted to do an outside. I wanted to do a base, like a survival base. And I looked all these pictures up, and it gave me some massive inspiration. And so I created a chicken scratch plan. Yep. And there's not one straight line on that piece of paper, just so you know. But I have measurements, and that's really all you need. Measurements. So I used those measurements, and I cut out a bunch of cardboard. Why did I choose cardboard? Because it was the only thing I had. So, we're going to go with cardboard this time. And look, I was so smart about it. I cut out all my windows and my doors. I planned all that out prior. And so, it would be easier on me later on. And so I'm proud of myself for that, just so you know. So aside from my chicken scratch plan and my cardboard idea, the only other plan I really had was randomness. Okay, so one of the things that I noticed in a lot of the images that I looked up, especially Fallout 4, which is another video game, some of the bases were very random, like just bits and pieces of this and that they found, that they threw together to make like this epically cool survival base, right? And if I were to have a survival base, it would be totally random like that too. It would be whatever I drug home. And I like to drag home lots of things. It's kind of a problem. But anyways, whatever I drug home, I'd throw it all together, and it would turn into a survival base magically. If we lived in a video game. Okay, maybe not a video game. And anyways, so here we are. We're using some popsicle sticks. Why? Because I'm short on lots of stuff, and I had a lot of popsicle sticks. Only problem with popsicle sticks is that they're kind of a pain in the butt to cut in half. Because, they had to be small, because we're talking like a small scale here. You saw the size of my people. They're tiny. I mean, I don't know what scale it is. They're like, I should know this. I don't know, 48? Is 48 a scale? I don't know. We're going to call it the teeny tiny scale, all right? This is teeny tiny scale. And so these popsicle sticks cut in half, they kind of worked, all right? And I think I may have switched over to soft balsa wood later just because popsicle sticks are really hard to cut in half. My fingers got tired and sore. So, yeah, that's what I did. But anyways, so I decided I wanted to have like 2 layers. Or I was going to have a base layer, bottom, which would be like, where you kept all of your stuff. Like your chest that you don't want people to steal. I'm talking video game stuff now. But, the bottom level was going to be where we kept all of our inventory. We're going to call it inventory. Food, and stuff like that. And so, and then the top portion was going to be kind of like the lookout area, right? So, you could see if, bad people were coming. I don't know if it's like a zombie post-apocalyptic. I didn't really decide on that. I just know it's post-apocalyptic. So whether zombies or, weather, I don't know. Whatever it was that killed us all off, I don't know. And I don't care. You can come up with your own story on that. So where were we? Oh, randomness. Yeah. So I use this balsa plywood to create like giant metal sheets. Mainly because the balsa plywood's really smooth. So you can, fake it to make it look like it might be metal. Versus, the soft balsa wood or the popsicle sticks that look more like wooden planks, right? Whatever. You guys just agree, okay? I'm getting myself lost here. So we are just throwing random stuff on between the corrugated cardboard that's supposed to be my tin, okay? The balsa plywood that's supposed to be like metal sheets, and then the popsicle sticks that are my wooden planks, okay? We're just throwing random stuff on because that's what makes it cool. And if I spend too much time planning and thinking about it, well, then it's going to look like I planned and thought about it. And we can't have that because that's not as cool. So, yeah. Oh, and I'm using tacky glue this time because tacky glue is a lot cleaner. When everything dries, it's cleaner. And you don't have all that hot glue hairs. Hot glue hairs are annoying and they never go away. They're everywhere. They get everywhere. So we are, we're using tacky glue. Oh, and there I am. I'm ripping some corrugated cardboard. You have to rip it a certain way. You just peel back that top layer and you got to make sure your corrugated cardboard part is like horizontal when you're pulling it, you're peeling it. It's easier that way. Kind of like foam board. You got to get the dollar store foam board. Well, you got to peel the corrugated cardboard horizontal. Anyways, yep. So, and then we're going to add some random wooden planks and random pieces of tin here and there to make it look more random. Because honestly, I got a little too clean with that top layer. See, it just looks too nice. I can't have it looking that nice. It's got to look like, like we don't care. Like we're trying to survive in this world. And we just needed a base. Yeah. So we don't care what it looks like. It's got to look like crap. I mean, we got to care about that. So, yep, we're working on that. Oh, look, most of that's done. Yeah, now we got to add that top bit there. I don't think I show you the other side. No, imagine it's done. Okay. So now we're adding some more randomness to the bottom. Yeah. I mean, I think it looks really cool. That corrugated cardboard looking like tin. And it'll all come together when we paint it, guys. I promise you. It'll all come together when we paint it. But yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to hide some of them seams that were unsightly. I like that word. Unsightly seams. So I'm hiding some of this and that. And, oh yeah, we got to put little tiny bits there. I don't know why, because it looks cool. Oh, we're going to add some of our door trim, like the internals there. Yeah, we're going to do that. And, yeah, the windows too. Yeah, look at that. It's coming together. It's looking pretty cool. This was one of my favorite builds. I'm completely honest. This ended up being one of my most favorite. In the end, I loved it. Like, it was so fun to create. And yeah. So here I am. I'm screwing it up some more. Yeah. I'm cutting some of that out. I'm making it look like it's well used and post-apocalyptic. So I'm ripping and shredding and cutting and poking and all that stuff. Now this is those little acrylic plastic sheets. I'm using those to kind of create some character to my giant sheets of metal. See? Yeah, it's making some characteriness on there. And I'm denting in some of my corrugated cardboard. Got to dent it in and make it look real well used. Yep, see it? Showing you. I'm pointing to everything. Now, we're going to add some Mod Podge. Why are we adding Mod Podge? Because I want the cardboard to hold its shape. So we're going to add this Mod Podge to the cardboard to make it stiff so that we can later paint it. Oh, and we're gonna add some Mod Podge to my metal sheets too. So my thought was, if I add the Mod Podge prior to painting it, not only will it hold its form and its shape, but it might give it like a shiny metal look, underneath the paint. And it works. You'll see. Just trust me. Now we're making the roof, which Surprise, surprise. It's going to be corrugated metal. It's going to be a corrugated metal tin roof. Oh, and I got to use a glue stick. It was fun. It was like kindergarten all over again. And yeah, so we're going to glue all that together. And it's going to look really cool. And then we're going to mess up the ends. See, watch. We're going to mess them up. See, that's like the best part about doing post-apocalyptic is that nothing has to look perfect. In fact, it's better if it looks like crap. And I like making things look old and crappy. So we're going to add some Mod Podge to that too. And make sure it holds its shape. Let that dry. Oh, this is the door. So our doors are going to be giant metal doors too. So we're using that balsa plywood again. So we can get kind of that smoothed out look. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And look how nicely that fits, nice and snug. I probably didn't even need glue. Anyways, we're gonna add some little details to our doors as well. Yeah. This one I kind of wanted it to look like it had like a lock box on it, so you had to like enter the code, boop 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 boop, in order to get in. Yeah, kind of like on a video game. I'm not obsessed with video games. I'm not. I'm really not. But they're cool. And I don't play because I suck at it. But I can appreciate the artistic value that these creators put into their video games. I love it. It's just awe-inspiring. Oh, sorry. Okay, plastic little piece. Light it up with a lighter and look at it. Look how cool it is. I decided to use those for hinges. Yep. And honestly, I didn't know it would work like that, but it did. And so I'm really happy because it ends up looking like a really cool, door handle pulley thing that you'd put on a metal door. I'm just making that up. But it looks cool, and I got to do something different, right? I got to use a lighter on camera. Don't know why that's important. But look at them. They look good. Come on, zoom in. We got to see a little close-up. I want to see how it looks. Oh, slow. And ta-da! That's how they look. Yeah, they look good. Now we're going to Mod Podge them for two reasons. Make sure it all stays together, and because we want it to look like metal. So we want it to kind of have this like shininess underneath. Yep. Let that dry. Paint them all black. In fact, I primer everything in this build black. I will paint everything black. It just, I kind of wish I had like an airbrush gun now. It would make things faster. I could have just rattle can blacked it. Rattle can blacked it. I don't think that's how you say that, but I could have rattle canned it. But I didn't have any spray. I didn't have any paint. So I just did it, with my acrylics. Yep. So we're going to paint the inside. You're really not going to see the inside through the windows, maybe just a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure it was nice and dark and painted and covered and all that good stuff. Everything gets to go black. Everything. Okay, so now we're going to build some porches because we're going to have a porch on the front and we're going to have a porch on the back, and we're going to have like a whole wraparound porch. Well, not a whole, like 75% wraparound porch. That's what we're going to call it because it's not going all the way around the house. It's going to just, you'll see, okay? You'll see. So I measured them out, figured out, how big these porches needed to be, and built the outline, and now we're going to throw some wooden planks on there. And I think I may have, no, these are still popsicle sticks. Maybe I did the whole thing in popsicle sticks. Probably did, because I think I'm out of balsa wood. Sorry. Anyways, stick it all on there. Make it look good. Yeah. Look rough and aged. That's what it looks like. Yep, and we're going to cut all those extra stuff off. Looks great. Well done. All right. Oh, we're going to add some legs. Yeah, we only need legs on one side because it's going to be attached. It's an attached porch. And, yeah. Oh, what are we doing here? We got my foam cutter out. I love that foam cutter. It's so cool. What are we making? Oh, I remember now. Yeah, stairs. We're going to make like the base outline of the stairs. So I cut that piece there. And then I got this. It kind of gives me an idea. I may have done this a few times because sometimes it's hard to figure out. Now, if I knew a scale, if I actually had a scale, like say this was 48 scale, then I could literally measure everything out per that 48 scale. But I'm not that good. It's a teeny tiny scale, which has no numbers associated with it. So I just got to make it and see if it works. And if it doesn't, then I got to remake it several times. It's my way. I like things to be more difficult, apparently. Now I'm going to add some texture to it because I don't want it to look like foam. I want it to look like wood. So we're going to add some wood texture. See, it kind of looks woody. Yeah, looks woody. Now I've got 2 of those. Now we're going to stick them down to some tape so they don't move. We're going to add some tacky glue to it. Tack it up. And we're going to add our steps. Yep. I'm going to add our steps. I like this part. This is fun. This is fun, guys. I'm enjoying myself. This is fun. Oh. Almost got it. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Look at that. They look like proper steps. Proper stairs. Not steps. They're stairs. Where are the stairs and steps at the same time? Anywho, yeah. Figuring out the legs, which way they should go. Completely just off the top of my head, throwing this together. But it looks too clean. Looks too clean, too nice. So we gotta add this piece that's wonky. Because it's gotta look like crap. Right? That's what we did. Now we're gonna paint the rover. The Land Rover. So I put some sticky tape down on the windows. Because, I'm not that good. And did some sanding. Had to sand it. So, buff that surface so some paint will stick to it. Also got a lot of the dirt off because I didn't really clean it. And then I primed it black. Primed the whole thing black. Just like I did everything else. Yep. And then I primed the rest of the stuff black too. Like the porches and steps and some random pieces of wood. And then we dry brushed. Dry brushing. I love dry brushing. We dry brushed everything. Everything. Started with a darker shade and then lighter and lighter and lighter. And then I painted the tin. Painted some of the tin. Painted that one red. Tried to do some random tin painting. Yeah, and dry brushed even the tin. Dry brushed everything. So this is the top half of our building, right? And we got some metal pieces on there. I decided apparently to paint that one like a light gray. Yeah, that's what we did. Yep. And then, my favorite color, turquoise / aqua. It's more of an aqua than a turquoise. I think it needs a little bit more green to be turquoise. But either way, I love this color. Love this color. My favorite color. And then we added some rust. Rust. More rust. Rust everywhere. Because tin, especially post-apocalyptic tin and metal or steel or whatever the heck that is going to have some rust on it. Perhaps that's why I like the post-apocalypse so much. Because I love rust. Rust is just pretty. And there's so many shades of rust. Yep. Oh, we're going to paint that too. Looks like I'm just painting the whole thing rust. Yep. Looks like it, but there's some different shades, because we can make it pop. Look a little bit more au natural. Yep, that's what we did. I should really just put some music to this while I'm painting, because otherwise I'm just going to ramble. Because how many times can I tell you how to dry brush? I guess I could explain how to dry brush. I mean, you use a brush that's dry. And then you barely put any paint on it. And you brush it. That took up a lot of time. So, now we're going to add some more layers of rust. Oh, we're moving on to more dry brushing. And once we've completed that dry brushing, then we're going to move on to some more dry brushing. Yep. Look at that. Oh, and can't forget the porch. Gotta dry brush those porches. My 75% wraparound. Yeah. Gonna dry brush the crap out of that. Underneath, too. Just in case somebody could see underneath, you know. And our steps, they turned out pretty good. Look at them. I got 2 sets. One longer set and one shorter set. Oh, some more aqua turquoise going on here. Because why not? Yeah. And then we're just going to paint all that tin that color. And then we're going to come back and add some more. You guessed it. Rust. More rust. Yep. I just really like how those 2 colors look together. Did I already say that? Maybe I was thinking it. Maybe I said it. I don't know. Either way. They look pretty together. They look real pretty together. And then that big old metal panel, which honestly I could have done some detail on, but I didn't. So we're just going to add a bunch of different colors to it. And then I didn't like it, so I added some more colors. And then I thought it was too bright, so I added some white dry brushing. This is probably like a gray dry brushing. And then that panel's cool. Look at all the little detail I added to it. It looks like 3 pieces of metal that got welded together. Yep. Looks really cool. Very colorful. I should have done that more, but I didn't. Obviously. I just did that one piece. It was like a tester piece, and then it turned out really good. So, oh, and then I made these 2 little metal panels green, because I didn't have any green anywhere else. Some real bright greens, too. Because guess what? It looks really good with rust. Yeah, it looks really good. It's like a yellowy green. I don't know. I just thought we needed a different color going on there. Yep. And then add some. So basically that's just rust with yellow and white to make it whatever color that is. Orangey. It looks orangey. Yep. Just about done with that part. Oh, we're going to do some washing. Oh, after we paint a door. We got to paint this door first. And apparently I decided to paint it. It's not really aqua. It's more of a blue. So, I mean, it's a little different than the rest of it. But I did add some rust to it as well. A little bit more, different shades of rust. And I get it all nice and bright and shiny. And then it's too shiny. So then I add some more dry brushing. Yep. And then I think I Mod Podged those doors as well. Because I wanted them to be shiny. I thought I wanted them to be shiny. So I'm like, oh, let's really make them shiny. Yeah, I wish I hadn't done that. Because they ended up being way too shiny. Way too shiny. So now we're going to add the wash. The dirty wash. Which I think is just a combination of black acrylic with some burnt sienna and a lot of water. Lots of water. I dilute it quite a bit. And then I can just add more right over the top of it. You know, if it's not dark enough, just add more washing. Under the window, you know, the base, wherever the moisture would build up. I don't know, I'm just making that part up, but I don't know, it looks cool, right? Do the top part. Yeah, even the metal. Make it all drippy. Drippy. I should have sprayed that with squirt gun, because then it really gets drippy and it looks really cool. But, yeah, that piece turned out really good. I wish I had done more of that, like, welded detail on some other metal panels, but I didn't. Next time. Yep. Looks good. You don't want to put it everywhere. You don't want to overdo it either. You just want some of it, just to make it look, you know, a little bit more realistic and not so dry brushy. Yeah, steps too. Yeah, make them. Of course, you know, when you walk up steps, you walk right through the center, right? So, you know, it's kind of the center part that needs to look dirty. You know, we're gonna glue them doors in now. Gluing them in. It's like a glove. We're getting close. Yeah, I think we're getting close. Oh, looks good together. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, look. Oh, see, this is the part where I go back over all the tin and the metal and I add more Mod Podge because I thought it needed to be shinier. Again, wish I hadn't have done that. I mean, it's too shiny for the apocalypse. Post-apocalypse. Just too shiny. Just too newish, you know? But it's alright. It's alright. It's how we learn, right? And now I've taught you all something. So, yeah. It was worth it. It was worth the mistake. Okay, now we're going to glue on that roof. And I put that center beam there just so I would have more to glue to. I probably could have done it without, but I didn't want like the top of my roof to dip down in the center. Because a lot of times that'll happen if you don't have something bracing it. So I just glued that on, and I didn't like that seam, so decided to cover that unsightly seam with some more tin. Because why not? Why not? And it actually turned out really good. I think it looks cool. And then I Mod Podged it with the matte Mod Podge, and then I painted it. I did not put shiny Mod Podge on the roof. I learned my lesson. So there's that. But I did paint the whole thing black. And then I set it aside to dry. And went on to I went to the windows. So some of the windows I decided I was going to have like, pieces of wood blocking them. And then the other windows I decided to use this mesh that I painted earlier. Remember I painted it black and then I dry brushed it and I added some rust to it too. Imagine that. And then it was really easy. Just glue those to the inside of the window. And then these are the, the wood pieces that I glued to the inside of the window as well. Did that on some windows. Did the mesh on some windows. Kind of a good combination of both, Yep, top side too. We did the same thing up top. Yeah. Like the easiest windows ever. You don't have to worry about putting fake glass in them or nothing. It's just easy. Super easy. Oh, now we're painting the roof. Guess what? I used an aqua color. How about that? Who doesn't love aqua? And then, add some rust. Now I'm just repeating myself over and over again. No, but seriously. More rust. And different shades of rust. Everywhere. I'm literally just randomly throwing it on there at this point. And then I came back over it with another white dry brushing. It's not white. It's not straight white. It's more of a gray. I very rarely use straight white. So, yeah. There's that. Looks good. Moving on. What else we do? What's next? Oh, we're back to the rover. Okay, now we're going to paint the rover. I really wish I hadn't painted it red. I wish I would have done a different color. Because if I had painted it a different color, then the rust would have totally popped better. But, whatever. That's how you learn. So, we're painting it red. Different shades of red. A little bit of pink here and there. Then we're going to add some rust color as well. Of course. See? Some rust. Now, I don't know what color I could have painted it. I could have painted it like green. Green would have been good. Green would have been really good. I don't know why I didn't paint green. Yeah. It's alright. It still ends up looking pretty decent. Yeah. Add some more rust to it. And then, what you're not seeing is that I do actually let it dry in between layers of paint. Yeah. If it doesn't dry right off the bat, then I'll let it dry. And so I get done adding some random colors and I kind of go back over everything and just dry brush it. Give it a good dry brushing. Yep. Imagine that. And now we're going to do some washing, some dirty washing. Add some yucky color to it. Just to kind of like, look more realistic. We're going to do that all over. Oh, we're going to paint them headlights. We can do all the little details too. Those are fun and really hard to do at the same time. And, yeah, so we're going to do that. I think there's a couple of little lights down below, too. Do some black on the mirrors and some other little areas that I thought should be black. The handles. And then I do believe I go back over, oh, yeah. See, and this is funny. I had to actually Google a picture of a Land Rover to figure out if those were like taillights, what color they should be, all that jazz. Now we're going to add a little dirt. We're going to add a little dirt to the headlights to make them look old and yucky. And then the last things we got to do is tires. We're going to add some rust to the tires. Make them look old. And yeah, a little bit more dry brushing around the tires. Oh, we're peeling off tape. Look at that. So now we're going to peel off the tape, except for I forgot the tape on the top. I did get it at the end. But like the moon roofs that's up top there, yeah, there's still tape. And I should have done that, but I forgot. So I did that later. Yep. Looks good. I mean, for the most part, doesn't look bad. It kind of looks exactly like it looked before, right? So we got our house, we got our truck. Now what? Yep, now what are we going to do? Moving on. Oh, yeah, okay, it's time to place the lighting. So I decided to put some lights inside. Just because. I put lights in everything. It's a habit now. But I couldn't just like stick a light in there. Like the light had to be on something. So I decided to make a table. More like a picnic table. And I was going to put it up on that top floor. And then I was going to like paint the thing to look like a lantern. Like this whole plan. Okay? So here I am putting the legs on the table. And then the other two little pieces I cut are going to be benches. Well, then I realized that I can't. They're too small. So we moved on and we made some bigger ones. Yep. Because I couldn't fit the legs on. So, yep. This was just one of those like off the top of my head sort of things. Like, oh, hey, I decided to do lights. Oh, hey, it needs to be on a table. Oh, hey, let's just make this table thing. So that's what we did. The only thing I shouldn't have done was made it out of soft balsa wood. Because I knew I had to stick a hole in it so I could stick my light through it. Soft balsa wood falls apart really easy. So I could have used anything else besides soft balsa wood. But it was just easy. It was easy. See, look, we got two benches on the side and the table in the middle. It's like a picnic. It's like a picnic table. See, here I am drilling the hole, getting it ready. And I'm just going to fake it by painting what looks like the base of the lantern. See? You like this? And then I'm even going to paint the light. See? I'm going to put like a top part on the light. Look at that. And do some really crappy lines down the side. I mean, come on. Keep in mind, you most likely are not going to see this at all. But in my head, it made sense. Okay? That's all that matters. So we got that. And then we got that. And so you know how I talked about it being real soft balsa wood and then it breaks easy? Well, if you look real closely at my table, there's a giant crack down the center that I ended up having to glue back together. So I edited that out. But anyways, at the end of the day, it looks like a lantern sitting on a picnic table inside of a house. Why not? Oh, see, it works. Yay, testing. Now it's time to glue the top to the base. This is final. Like we're gluing this thing together now. It's like legit. Yep. And we're going to even glue on our porches. It's coming together, y'all. We're getting real close to the end. Yep. And I'm hot gluing this, which later I wish I hadn't because of the hot glue hairs that were everywhere. But, when you want something to go together quick and dry quickly, that's just what you got to do. It just is. Okay? All right. So we got our stairs on, porches. See, look, it's a 75% wraparound. 75% because that side doesn't. Anyways, it works in my head. So look at it. Looks good. Now we just have to do a railing. That's pretty much the last thing we got to do. We got to put a railing around. And I started with the idea of this really nice railing. Okay. And then later, well, you'll see. So I constructed a portion of the railing separate because it needed to be separate. And then the rest of this stuff I was painting up so that I could just stick it straight on, which means I had to paint and dry brush every single little tiny piece that you see sitting there. I had to paint and dry brush all of that. So I decided to use the mesh to go on there. So you see that, and then I'm painting it. Okay, yeah, and I painted it black just like I did everything else, and then I dry brushed everything just like I did everything else. And now I'm gluing, you know, these posts on. Yep, see, gluing all that stuff on. Look how fast that is. That's nice. That's moving along nicely. Yep, like it a lot. And then the back porch, I do that too. Yep, a little crooked there, but whatever. And now I'm gonna put this mesh on there. Okay, it's all painted up already. It's all ready to rock and roll. Put this mesh on. And I'm going to go all the way around the outside of it. And I'm thinking, okay, yep, we're going to do mesh all the way around, all of it. All of it. And then I got to looking at it. And I decided I hated it. So then I decided I was going to ugly it up. So I go in and I start ripping it apart. Ripping it apart and making it look like crap. Because it looks better like that. And so then, yeah. And then I, like, glued some random beams to the side that look like they're broken. Everything's just kind of broken and falling apart. And honestly, I thought it looked so much better than the other way. Like, the other way was just too clean. I didn't like it at all. So, yeah. So we broke a bunch of the pieces. And then, see that? That's, like, hanging down. And see, I broke that one, too. I broke a bunch of pieces on that one, too. I was like, no, too nice. Yep, moving on. Got to make it ugly. So, yeah. And then, same thing on this side. Just a bunch of broken pieces. Random. Loving it. That's it, guys. That's like the final piece right there. I think we're going to do pictures now. Okay. So, I am going to go silent for this so you guys can enjoy. Yeah, it's done. Oh my God, it looks so cool. Okay. All right, enjoy. That's it, guys. Well, that's it for the building and the car, but it's not actually it because I end up adding more stuff to the actual base. But next video, we're building the ground. Yeah, we're going to do all the groundwork for the next video. So come watch the second video. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting me. I can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate all of you, your comments, all the love. Thank you guys. It makes me want to keep doing it. And it's fun. And I need an excuse. Well, not really. But sort of. Anyways, thanks guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay. Bye.